This is Mick and the Fat Man, and we're talking life and music from the 60s through to the noughties. Welcome everybody to episode 12 of Mick and the Fat Man Talking Music. We are coming to you live from the former site of the Riverwood Garbage Tip in Sydney, Australia. Conveniently located down Wiggs Road behind the Housing Commission estate, we are gazing over the beautiful restoration that has taken place here at Saltpan Creek Reserve. We have set ourselves right next to the methane gas pipe outlet, and we're enjoying that sweet, sweet aroma with a view over the Saltpan Creek. Mick, I've noticed you've been down scavenging down by the creek and you've dragged out an old Woolies shopping trolley, which is in remarkably good condition. And it's great to see all the kiddies out here playing on the beautiful grassed area here. And how's that trolley looking there, mate?
Mate, Woolies have always been renowned for using better quality trolleys than any other supermarket chain. Yep. And this proves the maxim.
Because that looks like it's been down in the creek for a long time, and it's in pretty good nick, isn't it?
Scarcely any rust at all.
Yep. And as you can look around, you can see down in the creek there, the mangroves are still looking beautiful down there, and behind us there's the Housing Commission estate, and there's some beautiful, beautiful buildings there. As you can see, the high-rises there looking magnificent. Once those lights come on at night, it's a beautiful sight.
I think it's important that we've got the mangroves there, and it won't be long before Scotty Morrison claims them as one of his anti-carbon initiatives, yep, so that he can go to Glasgow with at least something. Yeah,
and he doesn't carry a brick, so we know he didn't build them. So it's, as you can see, it's a beautiful day. So what have you been up to this week? What have you been listening to, mate?
Mate, I've got another song from the girls in the coffee shop.
Yeah, lovely.
And so I go in there for my coffee every morning, and they play stuff. Some of it I know, some of it's horrible, and some of it's worth listening to.
Good.
So what I got this morning is a song by a young lady. I presume she's a young lady. Sounds like it. Called Kina Grannis.
Okay, never heard of her.
Yeah, neither had I. As I can say about many of the modern artists.
Your modern artist.
That new stuff.
Yeah, lovely.
Yes. And she's done a great version of I Can't Help Falling in Love with You, the song that was done by Elvis. You know, it starts off, wise man.
Oh, yeah.
And it starts off so much better than that.
Yep. Yeah. I can imagine.
It's a great Elvis song, and she actually picks the song up and does it very nice. I've mentioned before the term torch song. Mm-hmm. She does this in a sort of breathy torch song style, and it's lovely.
Beautiful.
Had a bit of a listen to the rest of her stuff, and I found it all fairly boring. But she's done a terrific job on Elvis.
She got one out.
She got one.
Good on her. Well, I've been listening. I've like you. I've dug down into the Globite, but I found Nicolette Larson, and she's a singer in her own right, but did a lot of work with Neil Young back in the day as a backing vocalist and stuff like that with him. And I've been listening to her very first album, and that great song that came off that album, "Lot of Love." It's going to take a lot of love. And she's got a beautiful, silky, smooth West Coast sort of voice. And I'm not mad keen on the album overly, but I have no idea how I came across her and why I started listening to her again. But unfortunately, the poor sausage died, unfortunately, in 1997. So died a while ago. She had a seizure. She'd been depressed, and she'd also been taking a lot of Tylenol, which is American for Panadol. So she was suffering from liver failure, taking a fair bit of Valium, and unfortunately passed away. So we won't hear much more of Nicolette Larson, I don't think. I don't think we'll be seeing any new albums out of her.
Wouldn't think so.
No. But yeah, anyway, so there you go, Nicolette Larson. You'll hear if you look at any of the old Neil Young stuff, you'll see her name in lots of stuff. So, as I said, she's got a lovely voice. Unfortunately, she died.
It's a nice morbid way to start the episode.
Yeah, welcome. Now, what we're doing today, Mick, is we're kicking off part 2 of Warren Zevon. We finished off last time sort of rambling around the first lot of albums. We're going to keep doing that for a bit. We're going to keep talking about the first 3 or 4 albums. We'll take it through to the Envoy if we possibly can. I'm not going to talk about the top 40 this time. I don't think we've kind of done that. But what I will, I think last time I talked about La Belle Époque, Black is Black. And as I said, we did put the link to that up on the show notes, so do have a look at that on YouTube. But just to, you can hear it's beautiful, isn't it?
Production gives you a good clue to the visuals.
Yeah. And the girls there, it's a trio, and there's a trio, the girls are singing away, but there's this other dude dancing around the background. I don't know what he's there for. He said maybe look good. And the girls are in these lovely gold pants with a lovely gold knitted top, and obviously, as one of our listeners was saying, before the time that bras were invented. So they've got the twins out bouncing around there, and it's a lovely visual. So once again, have a look at the La Belle Époque, Black is Black. It's a good song, and the girls are looking great. All right, Mick, so we've already got the Globite open. You've dug it out. It's whacked on the table, and we're still talking about Big Wazza.
Yep, I think so. And look, we got to the end of the last episode with a strong tailwind and a wet sail, and we were just flying along. And it's the epitome of time runs out.
I felt like we were on the way to Tasmania. We were on for a record run on the Sydney to Hobart, and unfortunately the wind dropped suddenly. We had to pull into Eden.
Oh, I hate it when that happens.
But we're pulling out of Eden and we're on our way again.
Indeed. Look, you mentioned let's talk about a couple of albums, and we will do that. Let's talk about his early stuff. But what's really interesting about Zevon is the quality of his work continues pretty evenly, with some exceptions, through his entire career until his death in 2003. Right. I was talking to a friend about Warren Zevon, the same fellow I mentioned last week who hadn't even heard of Warren Zevon. And he said, well, what should I listen to? And I said, well, look, unlike a lot of artists and a lot of artists we talk about where the album defines the sound and gives their progression and everything, Warren kept getting better every album, but he kept coming up with gems in every album and every year of his career. So if you're so inclined, you could actually just go into your streaming service and just go Warren Zevon, give me a selection.
Yeah, you'll get a good selection out of that.
You will, and they're a bit like Crowded House, where it doesn't matter what you pick, it's going to be great.
I must admit, he was looking a little bit old in the last album, though. He was
old and sick.
He was looking like he had a bit of lung cancer.
I think he did. Yep.
Anyway.
And therein lies a whole different sort of tale about the recording of that last album.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll leave that for another time.
We will indeed. We will indeed.
Let's go back again to album number 2, really. It's not album number 1, it's album number 2.
Yep.
I was having a bit of a whinge saying I wasn't that keen on the first album, and we got our wires crossed where, in fact, the first album is not the first album that I thought it was or you thought it was. So anyway, so we're really going to start off second, third, and fourth album, maybe the fifth album even.
Yep.
See how we go.
Indeed.
So the second album is Warren Zevon.
Warren Zevon, yeah, just to catch everyone out. First one was called Wanted, Dead or Alive.
Yep.
And really, where I say that everything about Zevon is quality, he was still finding his feet on that first album. And it sank without trace pretty soon after release, which was unfortunate for him. But then he learned his lesson, and in 1976 he came back with Warren Zevon, which was a fabulous album. You really can't go wrong with the songs. The ones that we spoke about last week, the ones where we were both talking about the same album but thinking it was a different album.
Yes.
And naming the songs. And things like Hasten Down the Wind, in the gap between recording these episodes, we just had a listen to Hasten Down the Wind, and it really is a beautiful, sensitive song about a breakup between two people for reasons which don't involve an argument or anything like that. They simply involve lack of understanding and lack of communication. So, she's so many women, he can't find the one who was his friend. So he's hanging on with half a heart. She can have the restless part. So he tells her to hasten down the wind. Yeah, and that's lovely. And then you hear Linda Ronstadt do it, almost unchanged, completely the Zevon arrangement. and again, beautiful as well.
Yeah. And as I said, I think she made a few more bucks out of it than he ever did.
Well, probably. Although, yeah, as I said, he did get songwriting rights, which is very topical at the moment about the songwriting rights in this age of streaming.
Yeah, that's right. It does make it a little bit more complex.
It excuse me. It does indeed. So, look, we got characters. We talked in some detail about Roland the Thompson Gunner, and which started out as a mercenary song and became a scary ghost revenge song,
which I hadn't really noticed, I must admit. But yes, I get it now. It is a bit weird.
Yeah,
but it's a good song,
and it's wonderful, and it really sort of highlights Zevon's skills and abilities in being able to write work, write songs that are not just a little pop song to hear on the radio to get onto the top 40, which sadly he didn't bother the top 40 a lot.
He didn't burden them with himself.
No, he did not. He was not imposing, but they weren't a 3-verse 3-chorus with the middle 8 type of songs. They were lovely, well written, well told, well observed songs with real characters in them. Things like we go to the Envoy, and we did mention that last week. Where we talk about nuclear arms in the Middle East, and he's really using his guitar to highlight the turbulence in the Middle East. And he saw himself, aka his father, as a bit of a negotiator, and saw himself as the envoy. And look, if you can't tell a story and put yourself into that story, what's the point? Yeah.
No, indeed.
He used to hang around a lot with writers, and the writer Carl Hiaasen, who's a well-known American crime writer, who's written lots and lots of stories, novels about crime, was a good friend of Zevon's.
Yeah, a lot of his songs has it sort of detective the classic detective sort of feel to them, don't they?
They do.
Yeah, sort of grungy, I don't know, dark alleyways and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
And we talked about in a recent episode, we talked about how the Velvet Underground got that gritty, grimy feel of New York. Zevon's songs, I read them described once as capturing that film noir essence of detective movies from the 50s and 60s.
Okay.
Which I thought was pretty good.
Yeah, no, I think it's right. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. Then you listen to other songs like Frank and Jesse James, which is on that Warren Zevon album.
Yeah.
And look, it's the story of two outlaws and how they came to be. And we all know that we've all heard of Jesse James.
Yes.
Because of the shootout at the OK Corral and what have you. Zevon's take on that goes back a little bit further about how they actually came to exist. We know them as outlaws. Why were they outlaws? What happened? So he talks about the Civil War, and he says after a particular battle they were on the losing side. So they didn't have any career, they didn't have any opportunities. So as outlaws they did ride.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's really a nice picture of the American Western from the point of view of an outlaw, but not painting him as him or them as straight bad guys.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
Pardon me. Sorry.
Yep. So you go and you look at another song. We were talking about Bruce Springsteen, and there's a song called "Jeannie Needs a Shooter."
Yep.
And it really lives in the same sort of world as The Sheriff of Calhoun Parish, the song by Tony Joe White.
Yeah,
people may know that song. It's a nice song. Tony Joe White's got that real mumbled down home, southern type voice.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
he does indeed.
He does indeed. Jeannie Needs a Shooter highlights the relationship, the long-standing relationship.
Poke Salad Annie.
Poke Salad Annie. We talked about that a while back. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, and that's a great sound. But it's not one that can easily be done with any convincing approach.
No, true.
Yeah. So Jeannie Needs a Shooter. He puts himself in the story again. He falls in love with the sheriff's daughter with disastrous results. Yeah. The sheriff was going to come after him because he knew he wanted Jeannie, and he'd have her like he said. So it goes through, and at the end the sheriff does come after him. shoots Zevon and goes driving off takes his daughter back.
Oh, okay.
Which is all a bit harsh, but it's a story, and it's part of that storytelling, that narrative that Zevon's got. Which is a lot of fun. Makes them more than just that 3 verse, 3 chorus. Thanks for coming. Here's your sweet ditty type of songs.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Let's move on. What? Pardon me. Where are we up to there? Sorry, I lost my way here. That's what I was going to do. I was going to read you a bit of. Not you personally, Mick. I know you don't really need me to read to you. But I was flicking through the book by Crystal Zevon, and I just found this great little thing talking about. We talked about how the Excitable Boy was really his commercial success as far as an album, which had Werewolves of London on it, which was really his commercial success as far as a song is concerned. And there's this great little paragraph in the book talking about when that album came out, and this is by Crystal Zevon. She says, early in the tour, the record company released Werewolves of London as a single. When we got to our room in some middle-of-the-road hotel in Philadelphia, the phone was ringing. It was Joe Smith. He told us a limo would be there to pick us up within the hour. 20 minutes later, a driver escorted us into our new hotel suite where chilled bottles of champagne were, baskets of caviar, fruit, flowers were waiting. Werewolves was an overnight hit. We were living the rags to riches story. He would have liked that, wouldn't he?
He would have been, particularly the champagne.
Because that would have just been, you fucking beauty. We have gone from this shit hotel to the top of the pops in basically 5 minutes, really.
Well, it's what he worked for. He'd worked, as we discussed, he'd worked really hard to get there, and it's a shame that he so quickly after that threw it away.
Yeah. But interestingly, he was a hard worker. He was even after realistically his commercial success, he still put out albums for his fans and things like that. So he was a dedicated musician. He was dedicated to his fan base, and he had a work ethic that was strong, even when he was down and out and fucked up. He was still very dedicated to his craft.
Absolutely, and then we get into the 90s where he really was. That wasn't a high point of his career, and he was still churning out albums with wonderful lyrics and wonderful stories. So still putting in the hours, even if the lack of money sort of showed itself in probably some of the production and some of his ability to put on session musicians.
Yeah. That's an interesting point, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Success breeds success in a very tangible way in the rock music business.
Yeah, and yes, that's right. Because the big record companies, when they know they're on a good thing, they go, "Okay, we're going to come on here, dear boy. I'm going to make you a star. You're going to go high. You're going to never." Yeah, it really is that whole thing. I've got the words a bit mixed up there, but where they say, "Okay, we're going to make an album. You're going to be rich. We're going to get rich. Everybody's going to be happy, and you're going to have a great time. Have some cocaine."
Yeah. Well, as he says in one of his songs, we can get together. We'll all make a few $100,000.
That's right.
Even a dog can shake hands.
Now, do you know what the French Inhaler is about?
No.
No, neither do I. Thought you might.
No, the French Inhaler is a song from the early Warren Zevon album. It's got some absolutely fantastic lyrics, and I do suspect that it's a bit of a wordplay. It's
got something to do with not his wife, because he's only ever married to one person, which is Crystal. But the woman Livingston, I don't know her, but she was Jordan Zevon's mother. It's got something to do with her. But anyway, I don't really know what.
Well, I must say I've never been able to find a definitive explanation for the name of that particular song, but the last line, he sings "So Long, Norman," and given his choice of writers, I suspect that there's something in there about Norman Mailer. French Inhaler, Norman Mailer, "So Long, Norman."
Yes, at the conclusion of the song, I'm just looking at a fan page. Zevon, lyrics incorporate the furor surrounding Norman Mailer's exploitive 1973 Marilyn Monroe biography.
Yep, absolutely.
There you go. News to me.
And lyrics in the French Inhaler. I know I sort of leap at every opportunity to read out some of his lyrics.
You
to people.
do, don't you?
I can't help, but I'm not reading them. I know them.
You know, just as good.
And look, he had. As you read that book, you'll get to the section that talks about one of his girlfriends said, "Warren, I'd hate to live inside your head."
Yes.
Yeah, because there's
Very difficult.
There's a verse in that song that says, "Had a girl, now she's gone. She left town burdened down. Nothing left but the sound of the front door closing forever."
Oh, yeah. I will just mention to people listening to this podcast that every now and again you will hear banging on the table, and that's when Mick gets a bit excited. He starts banging the table, and Warren Zevon's one of these things that does get him excited. So we'll let him off. You do hear a few little bangs every now and again. It is Mick banging the table out of sheer excitement.
Yeah. We don't do any head banging stuff, so I've got to do table banging.
Table banging, that's as good as we can do nowadays.
Yeah,
we'll end up with cerebral edema if we do any of the head banging stuff nowadays.
That's exactly true. Now, we've seen, as we mentioned before, you and I have seen Warren Zevon a few times live, and he was nothing if not great.
Yeah. And that, as I said, that live album, which is, what's the album called, the live album called?
Learning to Flinch.
That's right.
He's actually got two songs that we saw. The other one was at the Bridge.
Oh, right. Okay. What was that one?
Oh, I can't remember what the song was.
But it's a solo show, and he is a busy man on stage, just let me say quietly. He would get up there and maybe get a piano line going and get a loop of that going, and then jump up, get a banjo, get the banjo line going, loop of the banjo, and then get the guitar, and then stand up and sing and have a tambourine. You know, he was like one of those music men with the drum attached to their back. You know, he had everything going at once, didn't he?
Well, exactly, and he was beating a rhythm and playing his guitar on something like Jungle Work, which is a very sort of driving rhythmic sort of song, and he'd be banging the guitar and playing fairly heavy strumming. And getting all of the backing instruments out of the guitar. And
the thing with it, it's a good album in that it kind of starts in Germany, goes through Sydney. I can't remember where else it goes, but it's sort of a world tour, isn't it? It's a true world tour.
It is. And given that was the early 90s when he wasn't as well renowned an artist as perhaps he was around the time of Excitable Boy, I was really excited and pleased to see the type of places he was playing. But then again, when we saw the type and size of the venues he was playing in Sydney, perhaps they weren't so great.
No. I mean, as we said, the St Mary's Leagues Club is not something that we expect to see international artists playing at, but because it's not that far from the St Mary's munitions factory back in the day. There used to be a small arms factory out there.
Oh, of course, yes.
They used to make hand grenades.
As you do.
As you do. In fact, I was when I was working as a nurse, we had someone blow up a hand grenade in one of the bunkers there, and there was a whole bunch of women who got blown up in there.
Oh, good heavens.
No one died, but they had some pretty serious injuries. And one of the good things about the hand grenades they were making back in those days was that they had they had plastic in them, which you can't pick up on X-ray. So it's done for that reason, so you can't actually easily save people because they've got shrapnel in them that doesn't pick up on an X-ray. So yeah, it's good.
Oh, horrible
good stuff. Yeah, so we got one person in. She had bilateral collapsed lungs, and the bad one went down to Westmead. So it was a pretty big event.
Pretty full on. Wow, that's awful.
Yeah, it was. Yes.
Sorry.
I saw
Zevon one night without you, and he was playing a bill. He was playing as the guest of Little River Band at the Hilton in Sydney.
Oh, that was a previous time, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah, it was. It was right. A while back, and he was very much the guest. And Little River Band, who were riding the crest at the time, they were very successful. And the rest of the musicians, they were great musicians, really good. Not my favourite type of band, but nonetheless, all very good with a good history in Australian rock music.
Doesn't seem like a logical choice of two acts.
Well, maybe, but they advertised it as Warren Zevon. a special guest of the Little River Band. And there wasn't a big venue. I don't know how many people, 500 maybe. And Little River Band played, and they played for maybe 45 minutes, an hour, I don't know. Yeah. And then they took a break, and they said, "Okay, we'd like to introduce our special guest." And the band played as his backing band.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. Yeah. So Zevon comes out, and the place goes crazy. Oh. So Little River Band were big. They were the draw artist. We're at a pretty fancy venue, the Hilton.
Yeah, I know.
And out comes Zevon. Right, and plays, and the place just went crazy. It was polite applause when Little River Band finished their first set. Place goes crazy when Zevon comes out, and he only played 6 songs.
Oh,
right. But he starts playing. He introduces Roland. Yep. He says, "Here's a song that brings back a lot of memories, from me anyway." and so he played 6 songs. That is all. Then he was finished. When he finished, the place went crazy again. Really cheering. Glenn Shorrock, the singer for Little River Band, came back on. And look, there may well be a totally plausible reason, but he was filthy. Right, because you've got to have an ego to be a rock star, and they were pretty big, and yet they've been totally blown off stage by this bloke from America, by this drunk from America, who came out, only did 6 songs. And look, I don't think it's any bad statement on Little River Band, because Zevon hadn't toured before this, and that was for the fans of Zevon. That was the only opportunity. Pretty pricey tickets, as I recall.
Yeah, Hilton.
At the Hilton, they were. So
because realistic, it's a relatively small venue.
It is, and they had to pay for 2 top quality bands. So that's life. But it was a great show, and it was really funny to see.
So Little River Band backed Zevon.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
And then he went off stage, and
had a bottle of whiskey.
Probably. No, well, yes, probably. Yes, indeed. I'm trying to think. I can't recall when that date was, when that show was. But it was a great show. 6 songs only, and it was still worth the extortionate prices that we paid for the ticket.
And you would have had, were you seated at tables? And
yes.
Yeah. So like a dinner sort of setting.
So it was very civilised way to see him. But then you remember when we went to the Bridge, which is a small pub in Rozelle?
That's an awful venue.
It's an awful venue, not a great venue at all. And we've seen a couple of people there, and it's never improved in quality.
Could do with a coat of paint.
Well, it had a great coat of paint, black.
It's just it's a terrible place. I mean, they still have the best live bands and stuff like that there. It's a great place to see bands, but I mean, I don't think it's a great place to see bands because it's not particularly comfortable. The drinks are a bit shit. There's nowhere to sit. It's just not a good place. But if you want to see a band, that's probably where they're going to be.
And I guess the important point about that venue is that you get to see the band.
Yeah, you do. You get
because
close.
It's not too big. You're able to get up close and personal, and we were able to do that and see Zevon again do his show, do the same show he did, or a very similar show as he did at St Mary's, and it was once again an excellent show, and it's captured on the album "Learning to Flinch." Yeah. And that's one of the few exceptions to where I say just go and play random Warren Zevon. You've actually got to listen to that album because it's a different approach. It's him by himself.
Yes, that's
so
right.
So it doesn't have the more rich production that he has on his stuff up to then.
No, and it's a pretty good live album as far as the quality is concerned.
Yeah.
But it's there's some bits that goes on a little bit, but I mean I think it's in general it's a strong live album.
And the bit where he at the Bridge show, where he's playing Poor Poor Pitiful Me, and he's playing a bit of fast guitar, and stops and starts playing Waltzing Matilda on guitar.
I've forgotten that.
Yeah, and again, you'd recall that the crowd just went wild.
Mm. Yeah. No, we'll link that. We'll link all the albums in the show notes, but in particular, if you haven't listened to the live album, have a listen to it. But honestly, I'd listen to the first 3 albums before you listen to the live album, because you would be a little bit out of context to go straight to the live album, I would have thought. You want to listen to the recorded versions first if you don't know your way around Zevon. And from what we think probably most of you don't really know your way around Zevon.
There's no reflection on anybody.
No.
Up until now, people haven't taken the opportunity to tell you.
That's right. And we're just helping you. Are we?
Yeah, well, that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, it's helpful banter.
Yep, exactly right.
It's like a how-to show.
Yeah. I've often dreamed about having an opportunity to do some promotion and try and build Zevon's career for him, but because he's gone, he's unlikely to do a lot of personal appearances in support of such a campaign. But we'll do what we can.
Be sort of Weekend at Bernie's type thing, wouldn't it?
I would say so.
Yeah. You could have him leaning up against buildings, walls, lying on sun lounges,
beach chairs,
all that sort of stuff, hanging between two guys. Definitely Weekend at Bernie's Part 2. There's the second one as well.
Now the sequel. Now you're starting to think.
Yeah.
Starting to think like an entertainment guru.
Yeah. All right. So let's just jump on through. Let's have a little bit of a chat about the Envoy, which we've spoken about, really about the song The Envoy.
Yep.
Let's have a little bit of a chat about the album.
Look, again, it's a Zevon album, and
stating the obvious.
Look, no, I said it in the sense that it's got a range of songs, like all of his albums, with a range of stories.
Yep.
Great wordplay, musically. The songs are engaging and interesting and inviting, but they are complex, dressed up as simple. Right, so the Envoy itself, strong guitar, pounding guitar. There's another song on there that I love. That again, heavy guitar, but it's not. We're not Deep Purple here. It's Warren playing a heavily strummed guitar, and it's called Boom Boom Mancini, and this is one about a real live person. So Ray Boom Boom Mancini was a lightweight boxer.
That's not on the Envoy, is it?
Boom Boom Mancini?
Yes,
it is, isn't it? Oh, God, the drugs are starting to take effect already.
No, it's on Sentimental Hygiene.
It is indeed. Well, now that I've started to talk about it, I'm going to talk about it.
Keep on talking, baby.
Yeah. Oh, it is too. Damn it. Yeah. Boom Boom Mancini. He was a lightweight contender for the World Championship, and he was the type of boxer, not showy, but he was very stolid, and he kept walking up to his opponents. As Zevon says, if you can't take the punches, it don't mean a thing.
Right.
So Mancini was matched against a Korean boxer called Duk-Koo Kim, and Duk-Koo Kim was a very similar sort of boxer, not flashy but stolid, and kept walking up and trying to wear down his opponent. And the promotion before the fight, Kim said, "This is a fight to the death. It's him or me." Yeah, he was using rhetoric and promotional terms, but history unfortunately proved him right, and the ref didn't stop the fight in time. And Duk-Koo Kim went down in the 14th round, didn't get up again, and went into critical in the hospital. And 2 weeks later, he was dead. So Zevon, not good. No.
Not good.
So Zevon sings about it. Sings about Boom Boom Mancini, how he was idolised as a boxer, but really economical in words. Yeah, hurry home early, hurry on home. Boom Boom Mancini's fighting. Yeah, so you got to watch it on the TV.
Bobby Chacon.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah,
I don't even know who Bobby Chacon is.
No, it's just another fight.
Yeah.
So
interesting. I was looking at some of the people that are on the album, the Envoy, not the Sentimental Hygiene.
Of course.
Don Henley's on there.
Yep.
Lindsay Buckingham, Jordan Zevon, his son. He does a great the song Studebaker. It's a really good version of that. On Enjoy Every Sandwich. And the design and the cover photography was done by Jimmy Watchell.
His brother, yeah.
What he's relative of some description. So it's where are we? The album came out in 1982.
Late 81. In Australia in 82. It was released, yep. That was still back in the days when there wasn't a worldwide release.
I know, and we used to have to wait for the actual physical product to arrive, didn't we?
Exactly right, yes.
Depending on where it was printed or whether, if it was pressed here, you might be able to get it a bit earlier, but if it was coming from overseas, they probably wouldn't have done a pressing here in Australia, I wouldn't have thought.
Yeah.
Just
Not often.
Wait for it to come from Australia. The Envoy, The Overdraft, Hula Hula Boys, Jesus Mentioned, great song. Have a listen to that. Don't Let Nothing Come Between You. And I love Ain't That Pretty at All.
Which was
That Pretty at All.
Which was beautifully covered later on by the Pixies.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, it was too, yes.
On Enjoy Every Sandwich.
Yes. Ain't That Pretty at All. I'm going to hurl myself against the wall.
But the sad bit of it is that the next line is, because I'd rather feel bad than feel nothing at all.
I know, it's a great line, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'd rather feel bad than feel nothing at all.
Yeah, that's really... Another song on there, Hula Hula Boys.
Yep.
One of his favourite places to go for a holiday was Maui. So he'd go to Hawaii.
He could afford the flight.
He could afford, yeah. Because when he was doing well, he was doing well. When he sold an album, he was doing well.
Yep.
So he went to Maui and he writes this song about the guy, which is, again, he puts himself into the song. And he says his girlfriend, his wife, his partner that he's gone with is playing up with everybody over there. And the fat one by the swimming pool, she was swaying arm in arm. And so he said... Yesterday she went to see the Polynesian band, but she came home with her hair all wet and her clothes all filled with sand. I didn't have to come to Maui to be treated like a jerk. How do you think I feel when I see the bellboys smirk?
Great lines.
It is. And that's where he used that Hawaiian phrase, which is, and that's all she wrote.
That's right. That's right. And you went all the way to Hawaii to find out what that meant.
That's dedication, I think.
Fantastic, mate. Fantastic. You didn't just got there, wandered around the streets for a day and came home?
I didn't enjoy it at all, no.
No, that's all right.
And thankfully it was just before COVID. We got out of Hawaii, we didn't know that this was sort of blowing up 2 days before the Australian lockdown started.
Really?
Yeah.
You were lucky.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you wouldn't want to be stuck in Maui for months and months on end. If for no other reason than it's bloody expensive.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's America. The Pacific peso is not worth very much.
No, it depends. Well, it went up after that. I don't know what it's sitting at now. It wasn't too. It's about 70 cents, I think, now. And if you go to American restaurants, because they only charge you like $5 for a feed, and then you got to spend $55 tipping them.
Well, it's a little bit like that.
Because they need to be tipped.
Yeah. How are we doing for time there?
Oh, I think we're just about rock.
I think we are. Yeah,
we're about ready to rock.
I want to mention another one. Poisonous Lookalike.
Oh yeah. Good song.
It is. It's a wonderful song, and it's Poisonous Lookalike. He's singing Poisonous Lookalike. You're not my girl. What have you done with her? Bring my girlfriend back.
Oh yes, okay.
Because
only just got into my head what you meant. Yes, okay.
Poisonous Lookalike. You've got me so confused. I can't tell the salt from the wound.
That's a very good
and he dubs her Little Miss Gun to a knife fight.
Oh God, he wasn't happy, was he?
Not a happy chappy. Yeah.
Any idea who that was about?
No.
One of his girls.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the many.
When we talk about him next time, we'll talk about Mr. Bad Example. Which has got it's got some other wonderful.
It's got a nice Australian reference into that album.
Yeah, it
does. He flew down to Adelaide.
Yes, absolutely. Well, that yes, yeah.
And pauperised
all the local Aborigines. Yep.
That's right.
Yeah. Song called Mr. Bad Example.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So we don't try this at home, folks.
No. Look, we might call it quits, young man, and thank everybody for joining us on Warren Zevon Part 2. We'll give Wazza a bit of a rest for a while now, I think. We've had our 2 bobs worth. So don't forget to hit us up on Instagram and Facebook. You'll find the links in the show notes. You will also see us on iTunes, or actually it's still called, no, it's called iTunes. It's called Apple Podcast. I don't think there is an iTunes anymore. Hit us up on Apple Podcasts. Leave us a rating. Be nice to us. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram there, because I do try to put up something every now and again for mild amusement. And let us know what you think, and we look forward to seeing you next time. And don't forget, if you're listening invite your friends, because your friends will like it too. If you like it and you've got nice friends, they'll like it too. So remember that, folks, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Have a good time and see you around like a rissole.